And here's the kind of thing that I think a lot of people just don't even really care when it's not right. Like for some reason, all these rubber seals that exist all over the place, if they're bad or completely missing, like people just don't really seem to care, which absolutely baffles me. Obviously there's a good reason for them to exist. And all you got to do is drive down a dirt road once or twice to see why you would want these. And look at that, it's just awful. I mean, this was all clean. I had this all really nice and clean. It's just a disaster at this point. And so I do have, you know, a couple of these things, but they're just awful. Hardly, I mean, they are helping, but not enough. So, I'm gonna get new ones. Ooh, very exciting. It's a lot harder to do it when you're trying to get it on the camera. Okay, that's looking better. Better than this one. There you go. You get the idea. Now I was able to get this dude all the way around it, which has basically nothing to do with the electrical connection that it's going to make with the spade on the fixture. But I didn't stop there. I went ahead and grabbed some files, and this one right here is good at getting into here and getting the base of the terminal, and also this inside edge of the part that coils over makes contact with the other side of the spade. It's a small area, but man, get all the surface area that you can, right? Now, would you just look at that? Absolutely beautiful. Nice shiny copper terminals. I'm hoping that dude doesn't mess anything up. I think it looks like it'll just lay on top. Yeah, I think that's fine. And so these do fit nice and tight. You know, I've got to actually kind of work it over to keep it on there. So that'll work really good. So here we go. Got all our dust covers in place. Put the seal on, which is actually a little bit challenging to get it on and get it to stay on, but all right, that's looking pretty decent. There. Now, last order of business before I put these bulbs back in, I'll get some white lithium grease, which if you ever see those little packets for like $2 or whatever, you know, at the local parts store, you know, bulb grease. Yeah, like all the other grease that they're selling with, you know, some other name on it up there in those little tiny packets. It's just white lithium grease. So we're gonna go ahead and get some of that on here and on here. Beauty. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is kind of precarious because apparently that bulb there at one point got hot on this particular lens. Not even sure if it's really doing anything at this point, but I include it because it was there when I got it. There we are. When I bought the seals for the taillight base to body connection, I can't even really tell you my logic, but I decided not to try to buy the seals that go between the lens and the base. And I'd like to think that maybe it had something to do with like lack of availability or something, because they're like $3 a piece or something ridiculous. There's just no cost to them at all. And I had some stuff around here that I decided I would put to use, which is just absolute garbage. You know, it kind of sort of did the job. But these seals that they sell are just very thin and flimsy foam. And realistically, that's what they should be. But you do need to be pretty careful with them. So I'm gonna dig this stuff out and put them in. This spot right here is especially difficult to get because of this thing happening here. But I think I just got it. All right, there we go. Not perfect, but pretty darned good. All right, this should be a relatively simple and straightforward process. And I see no reason to use any kind of sealant behind these. They are the correct width, and they just kind of get captured in place here. That's also part of the reason why I decided that I really wanted to make sure I got these seals in here, is because when you have no seal at all or not enough, you screw these down to tighten it up to make sure it's not going to fall off your car. And when you get it tight enough where it feels like it's going to stay, you're concerned because you start hearing cracks forming. And that seal will keep that from being a problem. Love these tail lamp lenses. So beautiful. Beautiful.